It is one of the most exciting, but also one of the most dangerous professions in the world, being a stuntman. Because even though Hollywood has introduced more and more safety measures over the past decades to protect stunt performers, it still happens again and again that stunt people lose their lives during film shoots. In this video, we tell you the stories of some of the most shocking and tragic stuntman deaths of all time, of heroes who died for our entertainment. Let's begin right away with the most recent tragedy on our list today, and with a tragic accident that occurred in 2017 on the set of the popular film Deadpool 2. The 40-year-old race car driver Joi Harris doubled for actress Zazie Beetz in the movie and was supposed to perform some motorcycle scenes for her, but her final stunt went horribly wrong. Harris was filming a chase scene in downtown Vancouver when she suddenly lost control of the vehicle. She slammed into a curb and was thrown into a building. Tragically, she was not wearing a helmet during the stunt because the character she was doubling for in the scene did not wear one. She succumbed to her severe injuries right there at the accident site. What makes it especially tragic, she had already performed the stunt 4 times before, but the director and stunt coordinator wanted one more take. The 5th attempt cost her her life. But the death of Joi Harris was not the only drama that took place on a film set in 2017. Just a few months earlier, stuntman Bernecker tragically lost his life during filming of the 8th season of The Walking Dead. Bernecker was supposed to perform a fall of about 7 meters from a balcony onto a safety pad below, but he narrowly missed the pad and hit the concrete floor, suffering fatal head injuries. Actors and crew were in shock, and the set was shut down for several days.
We had someone fall about 25 feet off of a balcony straight onto concrete. We need an ambulance ASAP.
Next, let's move on to a story that is truly tragic and, above all, macabre. It's about the death of stuntman José Marco on the set of Shark, a Mexican-American film production from 1969. Let's start from the beginning. José Marco was the stunt double for the lead actor and took on the dangerous shoots with real sharks in the open sea, which were essential to the plot of the film. During the filming, the sharks were sedated in advance with medication to make the scenes safer. But with one of the animals, the sedation did not work as planned. The shark suddenly attacked Marco during the shoot, and in front of rolling cameras, the experienced stuntman suffered fatal injuries. But instead of mourning Marco and honoring him, the production team acted differently. They quickly renamed the film Shark and marketed it with the tagline, "A realistic film became too real." The tragedy was shamelessly exploited for publicity to such an extent that director Samuel Fuller distanced himself from the project and even wanted his name removed from the film, a request the producers ignored. Let's continue with another tragic death, that of Harry L. O'Connor. O'Connor was an experienced stuntman and a former Navy SEAL, who in 2002 worked as Vin Diesel's stunt double in the movie XXX. On April 4th, during filming in Prague, a tragic accident occurred. O'Connor was supposed to film a paragliding scene flying just over the Palacky Bridge. The first attempt went according to plan and the scene was done. But O'Connor was not satisfied with his own performance and insisted on repeating the stunt. Tragically, this time it went wrong. At full speed, O'Connor crashed into one of the massive bridge pillars and broke his neck. What makes this case even more extreme is the fact that the scene, right up to the fatal impact, can actually be seen in the movie, as a way of honoring O'Connor's contribution. Let's continue with AJ Bakunas. He was known for his daring falls from extreme heights. In 1978, he set a world record with a fall from 70 meters, but it was soon surpassed by his colleague Dar Robinson. Bakunas then decided to reclaim his record, which led to a tragic incident during the filming of the movie Steel.
We've been down here now for 16 weeks preparing for this, you and everyone else on the crew, and I'd like to thank everybody in Kentucky for their hospitality, for helping us out so much.
During a stunt from a height of 96 meters in Lexington, Kentucky, Bakunas was supposed to perform the ultimate fall. But the airbag that was supposed to catch him burst upon landing. Bakunas suffered severe lung injuries and died one day after the accident. He was only 27 years old. What gives you the chills is the fact that just minutes before his death, people were still questioning whether a world record was even worth such a risk.
Well, it should be exciting, but one thing I'd like to know, are world records worth the risk? It's obvious to A.J. Bakunas that it is.
A similar fate befell stuntwoman Sonia Davis in 1994 during the filming of the movie Vampire in Brooklyn. For one scene, she was supposed to jump backwards from a height of about 12 meters off a building. A stunt that was considered routine, but that day it tragically went wrong. The airbag that was supposed to safely cushion her fall did not function as planned. Davis was thrown back into the air, slammed into a nearby wall, and finally crashed to the ground. She suffered such severe injuries that after several days in a coma, she died in the hospital. It is especially heartbreaking that her mother and brother, who visited Sonia on the set that day, witnessed the terrible accident. Let's continue with the sad story of Art Scholl. The American was a world-famous aerobatic pilot, an experienced stunt flyer, known for his precise and risky flight maneuvers. In 1985, he was hired for the film Top Gun to create spectacular aerial shots. It was supposed to be the highlight of his career, but instead, Scholl's life came to an abrupt end on September 16, 1985. During filming, Scholl was supposed to perform a controlled spin with his specially equipped aircraft, a Pitts S-2B. The spin is a demanding flight maneuver in which the plane spirals downward. Scholl had successfully performed this maneuver countless times before. For the shoot, his aircraft was fitted with heavy camera equipment, a fact that most likely sealed his fate. Because during the spin, Scholl suddenly reported over the radio, "I have a problem." Shortly after, he crashed into the Pacific with his plane. Despite extensive search operations, neither Scholl nor his aircraft were ever recovered, and the cause of the crash could never be clarified. The 53-year-old left behind a wife and 2 children. But airplane stunts are not only extremely dangerous for the stunt pilots, but also especially dangerous for people on the ground while the turbines are running. What happens if you get too close to the gigantic turbines is shown in the following video. By the way, this clip was made during the filming of a prank MTV series called Room 401. And even though it's not real, there have indeed been people who were sucked to their deaths by airplane turbines. And that's it for today's video. May all the people mentioned rest in peace. Their courage and their dedication will never be forgotten. Feel free to tell us in the comments what you think about safety standards on film sets. If you like the video, give us a like and subscribe. Bye, and see you next time.